Hey guys, thank you so much for being here for my How to Get Away with Murder live chat for this week. If you are in the room, go ahead and let me know by saying hello and I will give you a shout out. So far, I see Edwin is here and Amanda was here for a minute. I don't know if she's still here, but Luke is also here. So my thoughts about last night's episode were, well, I thought it was a pretty slow episode, and it kind of reminded me of one of the episodes from the first half of the season. I did not really like the first half of the season. I thought it was really slow and draggy, and I was like kind of feeling that way about this episode. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Ben. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Akia. But I did think towards the end it got better, especially. I knew they were going to save some big something or sort of big something for the end because that's what they do. So I did like the interaction between Frank and Laurel's mom when he called her out. Of course, she didn't answer. So we'll have to wait a minute for that. And by a minute, I mean March 1st. And honestly, March 1st is kind of like a specialized episode. So I don't know how much we're going to get about the WES Kristoff, mystery. And that's really what is intriguing me right now. Hi, Ashna. So yeah, I know a lot of people are looking forward to this How to Get Away with Murder / Scandal crossover. I watched Scandal for a little while. I kind of got bored with it like many seasons ago because I was trying to binge it. So, I haven't caught up. So I don't think it matters like, that you're caught up on either show. I think it's kind of going to be like I think it's cool that they're doing it, but at the same time, I feel like they're not going to unveil any kind of major bombshell about either show because it wouldn't make sense to people who were just Scandal fans, and it won't make sense for people who were just How to Get Away with Murder fans, who have no clue if she's talking about Scandal stuff. That's just my thoughts. But yes, we have to wait until March 1st for a new episode, so they're taking a little bit of a break here. I did hear that Scandal got better. I just don't have the energy to go and try to watch all the episodes, plus it's ending, so, Hi, Troy. Thank you for being here. Hi, Jennifer Claire. Hi, Tobin. So the couple things that I took out of this episode, which I think are good, is that I feel like we have closed the chapter on the Nate's dad storyline, which I didn't care for because I felt like that was just a way they were trying to make Nate relevant, and it didn't even work. So, I mean, the fact that they were trying to help his dad out, that didn't even work, so whatever. And also the Jimmy Smits Roa character seems to have lost his mind. I feel like we're closing the chapter on him. I just kept waiting for him to admit to some kind of guilt with his daughter's death, even though he did lie about a lot of, he just kept lying over and over and over. So I kept thinking they were going to come back around and say like, maybe the flashbacks that he was talking about didn't really happen that way, but it just did not play out that way, and it just kind of made me feel like his whole purpose on this season was for nothing, because Jimmy Smits is a really good actor, and I still feel like that storyline was just dumb unless we're going to keep using it. So I want to move on from that. I'm sorry, I'm going to read some of your guys' comments before I just keep talking. Ben says that Pete Nowalk, who's the creator of the show, said that the crossover can be viewed without watching Scandal. That's kind of what I thought. So I don't know if we're going to get like any big info that we would want to see on that episode. I could be wrong, but I mean, I think it's cool that we're doing this because it is the last season for Scandal. So if they don't do it now, it's not going to happen. And it's, just cool to have two of Shonda's shows come together in one world for a little bit. So we have the situation, as Jennifer is mentioning, with Bonnie, who is really scared because she's pretty much, I mean, kind of like threatened Denver, well, not kind of. She has. She's like, if you do anything, I'm going to make it, she has the recording. She's going to make those public. So a lot of people have been thinking that Bonnie is going to die this season. I mean, this episode was almost making it, like, too hard to believe because it was so over the top about how she felt nervous. I honestly thought, because, like, Frank was busy, and we still have time to get into this in another episode, but, like, when he said he was doing something for his dad, which I knew was a lie, which was a lie, and she was like, can you come over? I felt like in that time where he's not there, like something bad was going to happen to her. Like, I don't expect her to be, like, killed, but I thought maybe someone would attack her or whatever. Bonnie, to me, is more relevant than Frank, but I think the woman, Liza, who plays Bonnie, is really strong, but, if they kill her, I mean, I won't be that sad. Tobin says he won't care. I don't think Frank's going to die, as Taylor is saying, because we've already been down that route with him trying to kill himself, and that was just so much drama. But E thinks that Frank will get killed, so I don't know. We'll have to see. Hi, Ulysses. Thanks, Ulysses. Ulysses? Is that how we say that? Let me know. Thank you for being here. But anyway, I'm just dying to know why do people know Wes / Kristoff? Why did Laurel's mom meet with him? Why did he call Dominic? What is going on with that? And I don't know, if that's something we won't find out to the finale or what, but that's, like, to me, very juicy, very exciting. I just want to know, and I don't know when we're going to know that. The rest of the stuff, don't really care about. Although, the stuff with Bonnie, slightly interesting. Hi, Deja. Thank you for being here. Tobin's asking if I think Frank will grow back the beard. I feel like he's grown a little bit of something back. And I think he looks so much better without it, personally. Luke says you don't watch Scandal, so when Olivia showed up at the end, you weren't as excited. You were just like, wow. I mean, I think it's cool and, whatever. Because I understand, Olivia's like a badass or whatever. But at the same time, I guess you'd have to really watch both shows to totally appreciate it. Yes, I really did like Asher baking the croissants. Very funny. Vanessa says, do I think Laurel's parents are working together? No, I don't really. I really think that Laurel's mom is more evil. I think she's the more evil one than her husband, who we've all thought has, not that he's not evil, but I really did believe him last week, I think, when he said he wasn't the person behind Wes's death. So that's what I think. Taylor says they didn't talk about Simon in this episode, which is true. Which we still got that going on. And I don't know really what's going to happen with that because I think he's like brain dead. So I feel like at some point the plug is going to be pulled. We'll have to see. But Luke says they will talk about him next week because it's in the synopsis. So for those of you waiting to know about Simon, there you go. Tobin says Colliver is the most normal thing in the show. So now we see that the wedding could possibly happen this year, maybe for the finale. I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. But now Vanessa's asking who do I think has the hard drive, which is another big mystery of this half season. Somebody took it from Laurel during the time where she passed out, and obviously Annalise was there, but maybe it was before that time. I don't really know. Or was it, we saw it in the elevator, so did it end up at the hospital and someone took it there? Was it left in the elevator and someone took it after the baby's almost dying drama? That's a really good question. Is it possible that Laurel's mom was in town before we knew she was in town? So did she take it, or did someone hire someone random to get it? Jennifer says Wes has the hard drive, which honestly, I think that is the most compelling answer, and it's Wes or evil twin, because I still believe in the twin theory. Not that I think that's a good way to go, but I think they're going to do the twin thing here. So it's either Kristoff or Wes, whatever. I'm totally into that. So Tobin's talking about the shady guy Bonnie was working with. I know this guy, this actor, and it was kind of driving me nuts because I was trying to figure out last night, like, who is this guy? Because I've seen him on something, probably something that a lot of us watch, I feel like, but maybe not. Does anybody know who he is? I should have Googled it, but I didn't know what his name was on the show on How to Get Away with Murder, so I was like, I don't even know how to Google who this is. But anyway, I don't know what his relevance is. I just know he's somebody who's been in stuff before, so he's not like a total random. But, uh-oh, my light just died. It probably just got really dark in here. Actually, I think I just need to work on the light bulb. Hold on one second, because I'm probably just sitting in the dark. Hold on, guys. That was weird. Let's see if we can fix this. I don't know. Okay. It's a little bit hot. The bulb is a little hot, but we got it back. Sometimes it just goes out. Okay. Cool, because I'm sure I was like in the dark. I see everything like with a delay on here, so I can't even tell. Like right now I'm just seeing my seat empty because everything's a delay. Yes, Denver is trying to kill me, and yeah, evil Wes Kristoff is messing with me. I mean, the thing is, I found out a new way to do these live chats so they don't die anymore because Marlene was always hacking. I don't use the YouTube servers to do these chats because Marlene was super smart, and she was not really, but she was low-key smart, and she was hacking into the servers every time and shutting me down. So we can't shut me down, so someone has figured out a way to mess with my lights. Hi, Jay. Thank you for being here. It's funny, and I always have to say, I'm joking, just because people did actually believe Marlene. There were some people who believed Marlene was shutting down my old PLL chats, which is like, honestly, if she was doing that, I would feel so cool, because it's like, oh my god, she knows that I'm out there. Like, she recognized me. So no, I don't really believe Marlene is messing with my lights, but it's funny to say. I just have to throw that out there for anyone who's going to watch this later, who's going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe that woman's doing that. It's just funny, because I got some messages from people back in the day like, why is she harassing you? Chenille says Nate's dad is part of the class action suit, so his storyline isn't over. That's true. I just don't care about that storyline. I mean, I do feel bad for his dad and all of that, but I just don't want to keep working on this whole Nate, trying to make Nate relevant, you know? Lucy, this is a good show. I don't know if you can watch all of it on the ABC app, but you can definitely get it on Netflix if you have Netflix, if you've never seen the show before. It's really good. I think it used to be better than what it is now, but it's still worth watching, so that's why I'm still here. So yeah, and if for those of you who are really into the Nate storyline, I don't know, for most of the comments I've been getting from my last video, people are not into it, or maybe you are into it, but you just don't want to comment. It doesn't, like, hurt my feelings. I don't care. The Nubian Hippie, hi, thank you so much for being here from the ATL. Yes. Chenille says no one has died this season. True, because we really thought that Simon was dead, but he's not. But I think he's definitely going out by the end. So you're wondering who's next. You want Oliver to go if he's not going to get with the program. Everyone is a criminal. Well, you better keep that on the DL, because like I've said before, when I did a negative Oliver video saying that he was, like, I don't know, involved in somebody. I said he was somehow some kind of killer of some sort. And people flipped and, like, lost their minds and called me all kinds of names. So, whatever. I mean, I do like Oliver better than others. But he's not, like, a total favorite of mine. Edwin hopes that Simon dies next. Well, I feel like he's got to die. I mean, he's on, you know, life support pretty much, and if he's brain dead or almost brain dead, like, I don't know the point of keeping him around. It may be something that they have to wait on his parents. I don't know if his parents will end up coming to the U.S. to make these final arrangements. I don't know. Ben says Michaela's internship just kind of stopped now, or what? Well, Tegan is so furious with her. I think that's never going to be repaired. I think that's totally over, personally. So I don't know what happens with Tegan as a character on the show. Do we still have her on the show? Is she still relevant? I don't know. The Nubian Hippie says Nate is just eye candy and he hasn't even taken his shirt off this season. He could go. I agree with you completely. The guy definitely works out a ton. He does look amazing. But other than that, I don't really know why he's there. Which again, this guy was on the show Dexter, and he was a lot more relevant on there, even though he wasn't a lead. He was he's like a police officer, I believe, or a detective or something. So it was kind of like in the same genre. But you know, on this show, sadly, they don't know what to do with him, I feel like. And it's just kind of a disservice to the actor, to be totally honest. Ashna hopes that Nate or Isaac dies. So I definitely am down with Isaac dying, because I feel like he's been super pointless. We need to get rid of him anyway, because, you know, he's just a guest star. So I see him dying as well. Oh, okay, so apparently the prosecutor from last night is from Nip Tuck, which actually probably a lot of you guys haven't seen, because that's way back in the day. What did he do on Nip Tuck? Because I don't remember, but like his face is one of those faces like that to me was so memorable. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my god, I know that guy. And I was like, I don't know what I know him from, because when you watch so many shows like I do, like you guys do, sometimes it gets difficult if you've only seen this person like on one other show. Luke says they need to start wrapping some storylines up and answering questions because there's only a few episodes left. Yeah, there's like, what, 3 episodes left or something terrible like that? I don't know. Taylor says, do I think that Annalise and Isaac like each other? I remember, like, last year, people were predicting, maybe a couple people, I don't know if it was you, say something or comment later on, that they were going to hook up. And I was like, really? And so last night, it basically kind of almost happened. And then she was like, you're high, and he was, and it didn't happen. So, no, I think it was just like an opportunity, like, they had the opportunity to do that. I don't think they really care for each other, and I don't think that's going anywhere, honestly. Ashna says, do I think the Isaac storyline will continue? I don't. I think he's gone after this season's over. And I definitely think it is very possible that he dies. Maybe he ODs or something. That's terrible. But I mean, you know, it's okay, because I don't think we don't need him. And again, Jimmy Smits is like, he was on a show that I never watched. I believe he was on this show. I could be wrong. I feel like he was on the HBO show about like the mafia or something. I don't know, because I never watched it. The Sopranos, was he on The Sopranos? Maybe he wasn't. But I don't know. I was really hoping he was involved in the daughter's death somehow, but he really wasn't, except for, well, you know, he texted something as her. I guess he texted that to her mom. So he did some bad stuff, but at the same time, he really didn't cause her death. I mean, he did have the pills that ended up causing her to OD, but she did it herself, I guess. But I'm just like, I'm so over it. Just really over it. And then when he was like freaking out, I thought for a minute he was going to like seriously hurt Annalise when he was having like his breakdown and he was like, it's all your fault. And I was like, wait, maybe he's going to like really hurt her or something. But it just never went anywhere. I just feel like we just kept waiting for something big to happen with him. And it didn't. And at this point, I'm like, they've had like all the time in the world to make something big out of that storyline and nothing has really happened. And it's just kind of been like, whatever. So I'm just kind of like, whatever. So Tobin says, how does a sociopath like Annalise have more prospects in love than literally everyone else in the world? I don't know, but I was thinking the same kind of thing when I was watching like a catfish marathon the other day. And I was watching like these people who'd like catfish people. They would like, obviously the person would find out they were fake and they would move on in real life to like another person in real life. And I'm just like, oh my God, like literally like people would move on like within a week to someone else and they were like in a serious relationship. And I'm just like, how do some people do this? Oh yes. And also there was like a marathon of like teen moms. And like every time a teen mom doesn't work out with one of like the deadbeats on there, you know, like they're totally with someone else and pregnant like within a month. I don't know. I used to be into that show. I don't know. It was like guilty pleasure, like the first seasons. And like, I can't believe that they still are relevant. Like the people from season 2 are still doing stuff on MTV. I just randomly had it on and it was like the same teen moms and like the guys who most of them are not with the dads, like the baby's dads anymore. I was like, you're kidding me. This is still on. Has it been like, is it 10 years later? I don't know. So Taylor says you want Tegan to work with Annalise and Olivia. That would be sick. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just a one-time deal with Olivia being on the show, but I do think it's cool. The only thing I think is not cool just for us is that I feel like nothing big is going to happen in that episode. Nothing that propels all of our the storylines that we care about forward. And I don't think anything with Wes and Kristoff and how he knew these people is going to be resolved. And I feel like that won't be resolved until the finale, which makes me very sad. Ashna says Isaac and Annalise are cringy together. Yeah. I'm so glad it didn't happen because it felt weird. Like when it was getting ready to happen, I was like, this feels weird. They looked weird. They looked like they felt awkward. And then, thank God, he flipped out, because I was like, okay, I didn't want to see that. Edwin says, you love how he went from How to Get Away with Murder to Catfish and Teen Mom. I don't know. It's just like, I really don't watch MTV that much anymore. Like, when they had Scream, and of course it's coming back, but they're not publicizing it at all, because they suck. I mean, if you follow, like, if you watch Scream, I really like Scream on MTV, and that kind of got me back into MTV just for that. But, like, they're not publicizing this. I follow the Twitter. I have them, you know, on alerts. I never get any tweets about it. It's supposed to come back next month. And I know we're going on another subject here, but is it really coming back? Because they're not promoting it. So MTV kind of sucks. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Vanessa says you think Bonnie has the hard drive, but that would be too obvious. I mean, that is a really good question and something that's really good to talk about. I think the best, most compelling answer is Wes or Wes's twin or however they're going to resolve that has the hard drive, because that's really shocking, and it's a person that you wouldn't consider if you're not thinking of him being alive or if his twin's alive or whatever. You wouldn't even consider him. So I think that's the best way to have a shocking person have the hard drive, because he couldn't even be considered, you know. At the same time, it's the most lame way to deal with a main star's death on a show, to be like, he didn't really die, or hey, his evil twin died, or his nice twin died, but this one's still here. And I really hate that. And I think it's a cop-out. And I will still say that if the show ends up going that way. It's just, I really think this show's better than that. I think it's funny because I did a theory video on the twin theory, and a lot of people were like, this show's better than that. They're not going to do that. And I'm with you. I don't say that because I want that to happen. But at this point, there has to be something going on here. Like, if we think logically. Like, it just can't make sense that he's dead He was a nice guy. He was a good guy all along, and he's dead, and there's no shady stuff, okay? Because we're bringing all this back up again. If Wes is actually dead, why did he meet with Laurel's mom? If you want to think he doesn't have a twin, why did he know Dominic? Why was he on the phone with him like they were good friends? I mean, I also thought it found it interesting that she named her baby Christopher. We're bringing up the Christoph name again. That's all on purpose, guys. So, you know, the worst situation I think that they could have is to say that he faked his death, or these, like, Laurel's mom and Dominic helped fake his death, because we saw, like, I thought we saw Dominic killing him. So we were, like, the only people seeing that, the viewers. So why would they show that if you're faking a death, you don't go through the motions for no one to see? So that would be really dumb if they tried to say that that was just a fake death scene. To me, that's the worst, especially since we did see his body at some point, like, in the morgue, right? Like, like on a metal slab, did we not? But I know other dumb shows have gone there and shown the so-called dead body and the person still lives. So, I don't know. It's just, that's the worst case scenario for me. I don't like the twin thing, but to say that the person faked their death or survived after being in the morgue and all that, ooh, that's awful. Hi, Kristen. Thank you for being here. So Tobin says, what if Annalise has the hard drive? It was in Laurel's bag and she was there. She has motive in order to blackmail Laurel's dad. That's another possibility where she's like, I don't know if she's ever been wondering where it is in one of the episodes, but it's funny a lot of times in shows when someone's like, wondering what's going on or wondering who the killer is a lot, and then they're the killer. It's like a nice deflection kind of tactic, you know. Chanel says the fact that they lost Wes's body and Laurel's mom's slip up last week about him coming back soon, Wes was probably placed in there for us to question if he's really dead or not. So true, because don't forget we have the drama about the missing body. And did they end up saying that they cremated him or what? Because there was a lot of drama about that. And then when Laurel's mom said that Wes was coming, and she meant to say little Wes. Taylor says you feel like all the focus is on Laurel and her family, and the show isn't as good as it used to be because they don't focus on any of the other Keating 5. So to me, that is a bit weird that we've gone so hardcore into Laurel's family. And we're not really doing that with the others. I mean, we've had stuff definitely with Asher's dad. We've had stuff, I think, with everybody's family. We met Connor's dad's, I'm trying to think. We've definitely delved into other people's families. I think we've met pretty much everyone's families of the Keating 4. But we are really into Laurel, I feel like, on a different level, and we have been for a while. So now we're bringing her mom in. We've had her dad as a central character for a while, family friends like Dominic. Chanel says Dominic did inject him with something, so who knows, maybe it was to stop his heart for a bit, but if he's not really dead, you'd be pissed, because to me, he's been dead for almost 2 years. That to me is just poor writing, poor execution, and then it would also make me question, like, did they seriously plan to kill him off all along and people were not happy about it? I don't know. Did you just send me $2? I don't know if you can get money on here, but I have a $2 from this. I don't know how that works, but thank you. I had no idea people could pay you on here. Thank you. I'm behind on the times on YouTube. This is funny because I used to do like a live chat on a system that doesn't work, but thank you so much. And people will give you tips or whatever, but that doesn't exist anymore. So I've never seen that on here. Seriously, thank you. Yeah, we don't know much about Oliver. I thought there was somebody that we didn't know a lot about, but technically he's not part of the Keatings, you know? Keating 5. Like, he wants to be, but he's not. Keating 4. Ralph thinks Bonnie is dead, and Frank too. Okay, I can't deal with Frank dying because cannot. I couldn't deal with him trying to kill himself. That was just gut-wrenching for me. Ralph says Jimmy Smith's acting is awesome. Yes, he is a really good actor, and the crying and the stuff, the antics last night, very good. Still don't enjoy his storyline. Still don't see the purpose of him. Hoping it becomes more apparent. But I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I am just like, I wanted more from last night's episode, and I wanted more stuff about how Wes knows these people, and we didn't really get that. But what is there, 3 episodes left? Are there 3 episodes left including this crossover? Because that's not a lot. So if that's true, then we have to get down to business here pretty soon. Ralph says Laurel's mom is scary. Frank rubbed her the wrong way. She is scary. Like, literally think this woman is evil. Deja says if there is a twin, then wouldn't Annalise know about that since she knew Wes the longest? You would think. So now I'm asking you, though. If you don't believe Wes never died, he survived or faked his death, and if you don't believe in a twin, what's going on here? Like, that's what I don't look at other places. Like, I don't look at message boards or Facebook. I used to before I started this channel, but I don't look to see, like, what other people's theories are because I just want to make sure when I come to these chats, like, these are my thoughts. And sometimes I'll read. I used to, like, read other people's thoughts, and I'll be like, wait, did I think of that theory or did I read that? Anyway, so how do we explain what is going on here? How did Wes / Kristoff know Dominic? Why was this person meeting with her mom? Can anyone offer any explanation for that? Like, I'm seriously saying that because I don't get it if it's not a situation of, can you see Willow? Willow is joining us here. Wes has a twin, or Wes never really died. And then, okay, so let's think about it this way. Like, if Wes seriously is dead, was he just a bad person? Like, why was he friends with Dominic? Why was he meeting with Laurel's mom? Like, what the heck? Like, you're going to be in love with this woman. She's having your baby. You're secretly meeting with her mom who you've never even met. Like, Laurel never introduced you. Vanessa says 3:15 is the last episode, so that's coming up soon. Tobin feels like Oliver or Connor will die. Getting married is too happy-go-lucky. I feel like that's still not going to happen. I don't know why there's, like, always hiccups in them getting married. But there have been so many issues, and I wonder about that. They were definitely super happy about it last night. I don't know why. I feel like the universe is not going to let them be happy together. Chanel says we need Psycho Bonnie and Frank back. Yeah, well, I mean, he's moving back in, so maybe we could have some craziness. Did you guys know those 2 people actually date in real life? Because I found out, like, a couple of months ago, super late into finding out. I actually found out accidentally on Twitter, and I was tweeting some of you guys about it, and you were like, yeah, this has been going on forever. And I was like, okay, I had no idea. Ralph says you think Laurel's mom will put a hit on Frank and her dad will put a hit on Bonnie. Definitely could see it. Absolutely. They're pretty hated by both those parties. E says maybe Isaac is just there to be another person Annalise ruined. Yeah, I mean, still, I feel like he's very underused. I will keep saying that. Vanessa says Laurel's mom might have known the Mahoneys. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I'm just hoping however they resolve that, it's good and not super lame. I don't know. Chanel says, you honestly didn't like the idea of the baby on the show. I've never liked it, and I never thought it would happen. She says, it's too distracting because the show is about covering up murders, and you don't know how a baby would fit in, plus it's Laurel, and you barely like her. I've always had an issue with it, and I didn't think it would happen. Like, I thought she would have an abortion, or I thought something would go down, because how is this going to work out? And I still don't know how it's going to work out. You know, are they going to, like, say Wes is alive or Wes's twin's alive or Wes's twin died, and then Wes is going to get custody of the baby and still leave, and Alfred's still going to be off the show, supposedly raising the baby somewhere in a better environment? I don't know. Or we just, I mean, so we don't have the baby with her, so it's convenient for her to keep doing whatever she's doing as part of these, you know, criminals, which they basically are. But if she gets custody of the baby and, like, Frank helps her raise it or whatever, how does that play out? And how is she still relevant to all of this? I don't know. I know, like, on Homeland, there's a situation with someone having a baby who is, like, has a crazy life. And I think a family member is taking care of that baby. So I feel like, I mean, maybe the mom or the dad's going to raise the baby. I don't know. Ralph says also the group forgave Frank's creepy antics from last season and let him back into the circle fast. Yep, true. Not surprising, though. I mean, hey, they're all, and I think it's funny because Ralph was talking one day in the comments about how, like, we forget that all of these people are really terrible people. Like, they're criminals. They've done terrible things. They've either murdered people or they covered up murders, multiple murders. And a lot of times they're always thinking somebody's doing something against them. They're like, oh, this person, there's so many injustices against me, like Annalise and all of them. But really, like, Simon, even though he was annoying, like, knew something was not right with these people. And we all, like, I don't like Simon. I felt like he was just, like, a terrible person. But in fact, these people are not good people, even though I like them, you know. Ralph says maybe Kristoff went to summer camp with Laurel's friend and became friends and maybe came and visited him when Laurel was away. I guess you're talking about Dominic here. What I don't understand is I thought at some point we visited like Laurel's family, like we were actually said they were in Mexico, and I don't know if Laurel grew up in Mexico or maybe she grew up here, but I kind of felt like she grew up or spent some time in Mexico. So then if they want to say that Kristoff met some of these people in Mexico, like I'm just having a really tough time with that. That's like such a stretch. So I don't know. The Mahoney storyline did die, but I feel like it'll come back at some point. Maybe? Don't we need that to come back? Did it get resolved? I feel like it didn't. Taylor says she grew up in Florida. Okay. So she grew up in Florida. So Wes grew up where? Because then I'm having trouble again with the connections. Unless there was a twin who grew up in Florida. See? Because a twin possibly went to live with some family member of Wes's mom and became friends with Dominic. And who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I can't get all the pieces to come together. Ralph says, Simon, not a crime to be a jerk and get framed for it. A bit extreme, right? I mean, what happened to Simon? Oliver definitely feels really bad about it. But what happened to Simon was like such an injustice. I mean, he's crazy, and I think he was putting up those signs about Annalise and everything, but at the same time, well, these people are seriously criminals. Chanel says Wes grew up in Ohio. So, I don't know. There's so many ways they can make a connection here. I mean, like Ralph was saying, I mean, who knows? Maybe it was like a situation that Dominic had family in Ohio. He came to see them in the summer, and he became friends with Wes through some summer program or summer camp or something. I mean, I don't really think Wes was traveling to Florida because I feel like they didn't have a lot of money. Didn't he grow up in the foster system, though? I don't know. So that's the question here, too. So did he go into the foster system when his mom died? Because if so, maybe he did get transferred to Florida or something. Chanel says they never said where he went after his mom died and his name changed. And why was his name changed? I guess is like to protect him. Was it, so Wes Gibbons, like, was it Kristoff something else, like not Kristoff Gibbons? Bye, the newbie, and thank you so much again. Have a great weekend. I don't know. But I'm very interested to see, will they wrap all of this up and make it make sense at the end of the season? And I have faith in them that they can do it, absolutely, because the show is smart and smarter than some of the teen shows I may or may have not watched in the past. I'm looking at you, Pretty Little Liars, So I don't think it'll be a disastrous reveal. I don't know. We'll see. Court says Mama Mahoney told Annalise you were wrong about so many things. That's true. I do remember that. But I don't know. I'm just dying to know how he knew these people. I'm sorry, I'm like spitting everywhere. Kristoff board shorts. Probably most of you guys will get that PLL reference. Very funny. I think like his friends used to call him A back in the day. It's so weird, right? Court thinks Wes was in an institution. Like, are you talking about like a foster home? I don't know. Like, hopefully you don't mean like a mental institution. I don't know. Wasn't it weird how he had that girlfriend he was so obsessed with, and the next thing he's like having a baby with Laurel? I always thought that was so weird. What was that girl's name? I definitely didn't like her. But then at the end, I felt bad for her because like he literally was all about her, and the next thing she was cut. It was like, nope, I don't even know you. I'm moving on. I got someone pregnant. Oh, really? A mental institution? I don't remember that. That's even more interesting, right? Because didn't Laurel have to do something like that when she was a kid? But I think if she knew Wes or someone who looked just like him, she would remember, right? I don't know. So, Maggie. I always thought she was the killer too, but she wasn't. She was really useless. But at the end, I didn't like her, but I literally felt like, oh my God, I feel really bad for this girl. Wow. Tobin is done with the logic in this show from now on. You're just here for the ride. Yeah, I mean, I feel that way. And you just never know what you're going to get with it. Because like last night, I was thinking, man, this is kind of a boring episode. And And I kept waiting for something big to happen, and it kind of did. And I felt like the best moment was Frank confronting Laurel's mom. But I thought a lot of it was slow. Not terrible, but you know. So I don't know. I still need to do more videos, like more sit-down videos for you guys. Basically, I had my filming room. I had to transform into like a bedroom for a family member who came to stay. And I had to move things around. It's like kind of a disaster in there because I had to put a bed in there. So like I haven't had the energy. I have been too lazy to tear everything down and make that my filming room again. So I filmed somewhere different last time, and it's, you know, it's harder, but I should do that. Not caught up on Riverdale. I think I'm 3 episodes behind, but I saw on Twitter they're taking like a month break, so I feel good about that, and I feel like I can catch up. But I also feel like I'm not motivated to watch that because so many people told me it sucked, except for Ralph, who said it's been good, but like so many people have said it's not good, and like nothing was happening. And sometimes when I watch that on my iPad or whatever, like at night, it puts me to sleep when it's so slow. Okay, but Vanessa says last week's episode was much better. I haven't asked about last week's episode, so some people must have liked that. So I need to watch it and see. I think what I'll do is watch those and then make a decision if I'm going to keep doing it, and I'll let you know before it comes back. Because I'm at the point now where I'm like at 0 motivation status because I feel like whatever happens with Black Hood or whatever is so stupid, but we'll see. Chanel says you like the old format of the show when they did a flash forward in the beginning. Yeah, they've done that actually pretty much every season except for right now. So I'm going to watch it because I have time to catch up. And sadly, this show, How to Get Away with Murder, is taking a little bit of a break. So I have time to catch up and like do a video and everything. And I haven't even watched Tuesday's This Is Us because I'm still recovering from Sunday's Super Bowl. This Is Us. Anyway, but I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I promise to start doing more videos and not just live chats, even though live chats are really fun, and I enjoy those. But anyway, I hope you guys had a good week, and you have a good weekend, and I'll have to figure something out, like do like a Riverdale video and do a video about this, because stuff is not on for a while that I watch, and I can't just leave you in the dark. But yes, I need to check my comments. I haven't checked my comments on here in a couple days. So I need to do that too. So if I haven't replied to you, I'm not ignoring anybody. I literally haven't even looked at them because I had to turn off the email notifications long ago because people were being like, guess what? The episode you haven't watched yet, Bob was the killer. You know? You guys know if you've been here for a while. So anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye.